What's good, my fellow porters? In today's video, we're going to talk about getting up your stats in Death Stranding 2. It's actually extremely easy. Now, before we get too much into this, there are absolutely no spoilers in this video whatsoever, so you're safe to walk about the cabin. However, I would not suggest you cheese this and get all of your stats up in the VR training facility, even though that is going to be the way that we are going to be getting our stats up for this video. For the sake of just immersion and enjoying the game and the experience, it's probably a better idea to naturally play the game. However, if you're struggling in any one stat, then going to VR, training that stat up a little bit would be extremely helpful so that you can get back out there and get the W. So let's jump into this. Going over to Sam's stats, it literally tells you everything you need to do, but I'm going to show you exactly how I have been doing this on my second file. On my first file, I was just out in the world, just, doing my thing. But on this file, I've been specifically using the VR training room and different areas to level up my stats extremely quickly. The first stat is going to be this one right here, KO resistance. Sam's proficiency at resisting enemies' blows and electric shocks, moving while centering his balance as well as blocking enemy attacks will improve this stat. So you really got to get good with holding L2 and R2. It's not very hard, but just do that. Do that a lot. L2, R2 is going to be your way of countering an enemy attack, especially if you follow that with an O. So if you do that often, you're going to be raising this stat up. Now, one thing you need to know about raising stats when you're out in the field, when you go back to a distribution center, you're going to see that you gain the experience and that your stats will upgrade. They will not upgrade while you're out there. They're going to upgrade when you go back to a distribution center. I don't know if they upgrade while you're out there, while you're in the midst of fighting. I've never seen it happen, but every single time that I've come back to a distribution center or something like that, over here on the left side, it always gives you the notification like you went from level 2 to level 3 and stuff like that. Now, carry capacity. You gotta just grab everything. Anything you see out there, no matter how heavy it is, grab it. Now, the thing about this, you have a couple of options. When you get into an encounter, you gotta fight some people, hold down triangle and throw that bag on the ground and go to work. Take out everybody and then go back over and pick up your bag. That will make sure that you don't damage any of your cargo. That's one tip. Secondly, holding a bunch of cargo, make sure that you rearrange it by either holding up on the D-pad and clicking rearrange right here in this menu, or just go into your cargo management and rearrange it there. Doesn't matter how you go about doing it, but make sure you're always doing this. You want to make sure that all of your weapons and stuff are on your suit, so just in case you put your bag down, you'll be able to switch between all the different weapons that you have on your person while in combat. Moving forward, when you are carrying a bunch of stuff and you make it back safely to any of your distribution centers and or the other locations in the game, well, boom, you're going to instantly level this up. So that's the only way to level this up. Going long distances with a big heavy load, do that. Moving on, terrain traversal. So one of the best ways or best areas to actually traverse a little bit is going to be between the Villa Libre area and the third center. Going back and forth from here, I'll show you on the map so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Right here from Villa Libre, crossing over Spider Hill, coming down here and going to the South Distribution Center, going back and forth in these two areas. This terrain is so crazy and there's so much going on. That is going to be a great way to go ahead and level up the stat, because you have to go across heavy terrain where you're climbing a lot, you're going down steep slopes, you're trying to balance yourself. Doing that is going to raise that stat. So yeah, that's going to be one of the easiest ways to get that done. Now this one right here, lung capacity, it's something that I never even really thought about, but it's super easy to get up. Hold your breath. Like whenever you're in an encounter or you're about to be in an encounter, before you even see the BTs in the game, you could be holding your breath to get your lung capacity up, which I actually recommend that you do, because after you reach the distribution center that I'm standing at, you're going to start engaging with BTs, and having a very low lung capacity is not going to help you. So just when you're out there randomly, hold down R1, hold your breath for a little bit. It's going to instantly get the stat up for you. You can actually even do this inside of VR, which I was surprised that you could, but you can. Next up, let's talk about mastery of melee, handguns, and rifles. So this is super easy to level up. As a matter of fact, go to VR and just go crazy. You have to defeat an enemy with that weapon in order to level that stat up. So let's just take you over to the VR so I can show you. Testing weapons in this game is going to be something that you do naturally, but when you come here and you use these weapons on the actual enemy that you can spawn into the room, that is going to be how you level these things up. So make sure you come down to Weapon Combat Training Program and just proceed to training grounds. This is going to be where you basically just level up whatever you want. Spawn in the enemy, pull out the weapon of choice, and go crazy. When you defeat the enemy, you will gain experience with that particular weapon. And here in the training grounds, it's going to tell you over on the left hand side of the screen when you level it up. So you'll know exactly when you've leveled it up. This is super cheesy though. I would not suggest doing this in your very first playthrough of the game, but when you're in your second, third playthrough and you just want to speed up stats and just be the courier of your dreams and be out there just having a good old time, then yeah, why not get a couple of your skills up very quickly so you don't have to be harassed and hassled by all the different enemies in the game. This is an automatic pistol, by the way. It's very early in the game that you get this thing. I have a guide right here. I'll go ahead and leave a link to that in the description below. So you can go ahead and get yourself that and this amazing rod on my back. Like guys, this rod is kind of OP, especially on these humanoid enemies. These guys, yeah, they don't stand a chance, and it's going to be one of the fastest ways for you just to fly through your melee levels. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. You don't need much more of a guide than this. Like if you want to level up extremely quickly, this is going to be exactly how you do it. You use items here to defeat this enemy over and over and over, and you're going to level things up very quickly. Now, getting out in the world and leveling up is a whole different story. And just out of curiosity, I am going to try to block a little bit more, and we're going to see if I can get up my unconsciousness stat, because yeah, I'm kind of curious about that. Come here. Fight me, bro. Bang, bang, boom. Okay, that hurt a little bit. Don't hit so hard. Try again. Put your back into it. Let's go. Come on, I didn't hit you that hard. Yeah, there you go. KO resistance. It goes up. Wow, just sitting in here taking blows from this guy is gonna... That's insane. You get a knee to the face for that one, buddy. You were going too hard on that. So, yeah, you could just sit in this world and gain a whole bunch of experience. And just for the sake of the guy, let's see. If I hold my breath here in VR, on the left-hand side of the screen, there you go. Lung capacity increase. So there, you guys have seen it for yourself. You can actually get up all of Sam's core abilities, except probably the terrain in here. Yeah, because, well, wait a second. We might as well test it, right? We might as well. Give me this. Right, give me that and this. I am the courier of everybody's dreams. But actually, no, it's not even that heavy. So, no, I do not think we can cheese this and run around with this box and get up the terrain. Plus, there's no real slopes or anything in here, so I would have been extremely surprised if we could get up the terrain in here, unless running up this little slope and running back down. For the sake of the guy, guys, I got to do it for you. Run up and run back down. Whoa, 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 chill. Hold up, this might actually work. Run up and run back down. Oh, and then balance. I'm bored already. So yeah, don't know about terrain in here. I wouldn't bother trying because it's just taking too long to begin with. Yeah, I don't really think this is going to get it up. So yeah, that is debunked. You are not able to get up your terrain here in the VR. But it seems like your lung capacity, your weapons, all of that stuff, your shock resistance, right here in VR training is the place to be if you want to get that up quickly and safely. If you like what I do on the channel, make sure you smash the like button, sub so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and everything else you need for Death Stranding 2. Guys, this game is so amazing. So only use these strats in your next playthrough. Don't do them in the first one. Let the first one be your true playthrough where you just discover everything and have a good time, because you don't need to be overpowered, and having all of these different skills maxed out early, it's gonna kind of take away from the game. Just wanted to be upfront with that, let you know my thoughts. Hey, but you play this game the way you want to. I'm not your mother, but I'll go ahead and let you guys get out of here. It's your boy MSensei HD. See you in the next one.